Okay, oh, we are ready, Auntie. We are ready, anything. Thank you.
I don't need you.
I don't need you. Yeah. I could be a summer maker. Me say, ma microphone dream will say, a campaign season for political parties. A Ghana campaign season. So they make an ultimate say, a Ghana dear, and your political party be idea. And the make us a Ghana dear. I said, China, that one say, we are Ghana near time way, and I won't so okun eju dear. A Ghana political party into no, so who will be car time way, and I won't so cano. You don't have to be a political party because political party for no almost the omo and so almost omo be and omo can.
Okay.
So na make no. And you know there is a time won so ubia na waka. That time no enu nie they make an ultimate say. That time na enu nie enu you know me minim say product na me kura no a good product. Adena yare aba tie me adena yare aba na your friend saying ye hwehwe ehu aduro be yenya ehu aduro enti yesi e pe bibia ebe boy ho ban until say ebenya ehu aduro ewiasefo nyina se de ye wo no enye entomago keke na wo scientist e wo krom ese ba ko wo krom a enye entomago. Yeah, enyentumago. Okay, cool. Aden na unjintu. They make out to say. Aden na unjintu. Because o science there agiatum. Utie. O science agia semnatum. But one kasano unjintu. So they make no. Okay. A campaign season. Metima kokra CPP flag. Na me campaign. Metima kokra PPP flag, CPC flag, NPP, NDC. Metima ko campaign for omo. Send ya wo koye na in the end. Boss, yeah. Send ya wo koye ya soldier ants way wa in some to two umpo. Still we be seen there unya ho akitu ya ho. Anase menso metima ya me campaign. Miss Minim say me campaign no. Say me win here. Still besi Ghana ye. Adentia. Because at the end of me kura no. E dey adwuma beba for the youth. On the make no. E dey adwuma beba for the youth. E dey sika kakra so beba for the youth. E be economic improvement for government bia obe so. So on the make no. Okay, but ultimately no Ghana also betime gina ho ka se corona baaye no yensu yenyansa edi bibi baaye yesi ebe Ghana kese broni be can making Ghana great again yesi ebe Ghana kese eye niam we say yare aba na wo krom e na ayare sane free say oha wo ho yeah say entiase bi ni ho na wu krom na entiase no efri aba so how bi ho ehun aketua na ho aduru no ahon entiase ni ho na wu fie na efri aba yesu so ke ya brofo anka obehu because adan obroni ni behu say hey we mpo yesu so a ye beti ma ton ama obia because obi nya ebi ye okay so the make no enu ntinu he the make catch on say who catch me say who have access to trotro and I have access to a few people good there no credit down say sika ni o sa sika ni o me manage they make out my say me manage but every time I say me come ministries ni sa baby no so they make no na me koye your friend say me ko the product ni chiro mo comment me nka say me your product and get me save nkwa on the make and a bit my bon kwa ho ban na Ghana government and support me even though no money about it. As I said, me chase you on the mechano. Now I said me yesterday, no more thing. Now and no on the mechano. I don't know. Me here, uncle for.
Uncle for the only problem.
Yeah. Minim say. Manonko. Oniba. Okay. Me here uncle for trotro ba compare.
Trotro ba
pe. Because minisika so many freer, yeah. You better want it to answer. Because the bigger it's yeah, the better. In one day, yeah, you better koha. You drew a yenina ye be room. You see, yeah, the idea be chiremo. It's a way na the idea be chiremo. Yenina ni aya idea ni see the be chiremo. Yenina ni see room. Me say, where orders ne start to say ba. Me bossika for each mask I ton. Group BI or near enquire no. For each mask I beton. Me the percentage of each mask I beton for that group permanently. They make out my say permanently. Mona muso jano. E jana soa. And there to keep it alive no. Musumudi ni. To make out my say. Hey, very simple. She can't knew like that. But bebre omuko running for NDC rallies. Oh yeah, for MPP rallies. She can't handle the amount. And the other na want to mean for way. And bra unim say ebe mayen kakra. And ya grow na midi. Make Monday, Tuesday say Tuesday, Wednesday. This week we better organize it by kwam say we ye be courts. Because judges no more key workers. Omu here. You better call 37 your friends hospital. Key workers, nurses, doctors, omu here. You better call ministries and ni na bemben. E je betima park car no. Ye nanti free ha, ni ananti kwa ha. Ye nanti free ha.
Some ministry ni court on.
Bibia. Ni free ha, ni kwa ha, ni free ha, ni kwa ha. Ni nyina hwe mature letters. Obia my packet. Yeah. Sample them, letters them, letter bia bakuye to the ministry, bakuye to the ministry to the president. And to only think as on masonte here. Oka Ghana innovation, Oka Ghana ingenuity, Oka Ghana for bread, but Ghana for boom, Ghana for try. And to then a government no, you're 1 month to election, campaign season. And your political campaign season, a Ghana campaign season. And you know me wasting my time. Encore campaign for left or right. Make campaign for the Ebeye ye. Na the obe somuno. Na majina waka say, sa government we sa nkrofo we sa party we. Me nyo mo party member. But as a Ghanaian, me the business see hono. Omo chere me say there's hope in Ghana. Omo chere me. Say they make out to say. Me here. Yeah. There is no such thing as Ohiani. Osikenimpo Ohiani. Unmari Kuntia. Carlos and Crow in here. When here so about chip on the wall. Oh, Ohiani. Oh, Ohiani. President Akufo-Addo. Oh, here so be cleaning Nifi Amano. Oh, Ohiani. Yeah, here. Oh, you be Manato Obama. Thank you. Here be Manato Obama. Oh, here be a man then at Obama. Ye then, ye toaba. Ye do much, and ye then, ye toaba. Ye toaba near your business. Oh, Paba, me boy. Ye ba, ye dear Juma Babachro. Ye the control Munina. So, to me, and then do better no boy. Now, but time no swan. Ye the man also ye in the Yamo. Ade, the Obama chrono, am I didino, only the chrono because Babu no possess saying, or say, So one manage the Yamedia Mawa. Now, soon be as I say, soon on for being count. Meboa. It is say, yeah, you vote to know, yeah, power show. Say, hey, my MB, not for free. Yeah, Jumano, yeah, ingenuity, no support, yeah. My real sentence, oh, we a good government. That's a one, yeah. Yes, we have to be mount because we are say, as I say, we are like Nyame, as all like Nyame, as all like Christ, almost say Christ like Nyame, yeah, Jesus, yes, yes, I know Moka, Ghana, yeah, Omunina, Sunday when you be a so no Moko, Omoko, so then Nyame can Bible, we didn't quite as someone for being count, yeah, and to also as so we are like Christ, we didn't quite as somebody be back on home, who for being canon, who for form or be on canon, who for two canon, who for friend canon, go for the and to no think was as some of being your for. So they make no because when I make a draw, all do vote to baby because they're the scammer. Now, what's now sorry, I'm Sunday, and nothing I mean, chill, piebon, because I have choice, my choice. One choice, yeah, wo peso, Bible non can, yeah, wo peso, Nasa person is out corruption. Now, what corruption at Tuma, or no, why? So be you through so. Open is a Ubajun was a summer Tuma, or no yamin on the wine, or the peso amount. What the amount? Yet the open. Yes, I know pay. Yeah, and to pay say you vote too near vote too wronger. And who can who any timuno, and who bad roads, and who no light, and who kwasiasem, and who murders, and who political instability, and who wars, and who be biamuni timuno. Ghana, you're a great nation. You bet my is so great, sir. Other nations around us at the moment, for be person monty me see you bet my is so great, sir. Togo, Benin, Munina, Baba, Kamu Preco. Go on, Marukuntia. Men, I'm a Casango for no more young Crawford. Yeah, but men can't own Marukunti or Motiomo. Unmarukunti or Motio. Yeah, a do time be we are say, yea, a bit before ye band attack. Yeah, but a bit more. Omu give up. Ebi so omu play ball. Ebi no play ball. Political system no buy no. Political system no buy no. And cultures ni bi hu say omu jitu mo a ebe say omu cultures. Enti hu Benin, Togo ni sa nema no. Omu ye strong. Entade mpo omu so omu de. Enti e masika e wo omu krom. Omu material industry no e good. So they make because tradition nintino, they're able to keep value in the omuye. So they make Oma mo bi ambese omu nema. Enu ntina e ba ne say Kwame Nkrumah e ka say mumbra omu se emba no because omu nim say even though Kwame Nkrumah no ope yenye no yeah onim say the political omu nim say political ideology no e say culture. I say there, yeah, no can't walk. I boy. So on the mechano. And to wash San Chrono Coswa, yeah, Ubons are very traditional. But Omicron boy better than Indiano. Omu yeah. Omu yeah. So Bobby, may catch me here. And then metal credit amount. Yeah, metal credit amount. Enye bebre because min kreska bebre ba bompa eguso na ka tenya me se onfanye ne peso na yenya de hia ebeye ye campaign season
na me taxi no class ya kamekwa kwasese munya unu aba but so mo kakran na me de mo ko ba me kan na ase taxi na ase Oh dear, you few calls. Miss me a few calls. And see a better day, Bessie. Why? Boba. Oh, my love.
Don't you? First thing first, do it for me. Ediane na nyama mi kodi, tutu mane wo mi una mi kodi. I know that's all money, but first thing first, do it for me. Ediane na nyama mi kodi, tutu mane wo mi una mi kodi. 'Cause nobody knows tomorrow. No one live the job at us. That's the only live one, so you know, my main control. If you don't know, nobody knows tomorrow. No one live the job at us. But you only live one, so you know, my main control. Hey, yeah, baby. The time is 8:38 p.m. and the date today is Monday, the 12th of October. No. Yeah, the 12th of October 2020. Sorry, my bad. The day is Monday. Kojo. Peaceful and calm seed. Peaceful and calm child. Get this. Today, I met another Monday. But this is not the first time I've met her. It's a girl. Her name is Addo. Addo because she's a girl. She's a Monday born. I call her Majua. And I went to a shop where Majua works to see a friend. Well, there's two of them, Majua and Emmanuel. And when I went there, before I entered, I saw Majua on the phone, outside, leaning on a ledge. And she looked so serious that she didn't even say hello to me. Even though she was looking at me. It was as if she was looking through me. So I went in the shop and I started talking to Emmanuel and another guy in there. In no time, Majua barges in and the first thing she says is, "Can I ask you a question?" And I said, "Yeah, of course." And there's "Can you tell me why people go crazy?" She said it in Tree. She said, "Ubetima catch me at the Krontia Nipetimi Bodam. Bodam crazy. Bodam crazy. I don't get it." And then she went on to say why she's brought that subject up. While she was stood on the ledge talking to someone, she saw a lady. And she describes the lady. She says, "Oh my God, you should see her skin. She's dark and beautiful. And you should just see her body. The woman herself, you should see her. She's beautiful. How does such a person go crazy?" And it turns out that this has been going through her head for a very long time, because it's not the first time she's come across this crazy person. So she had asked a few people around the area who may know her, and the information she has gathered so far was that this woman was heartbroken. Listen carefully to this. The woman that was walking around crazy, talking to herself and this and that and that and this and that and that, she became this way. Mabna explains Marjoa explains, my bad. From what she has gathered from information from sources that she knows, that this woman's problem all comes from a relationship that has gone bad. And she just couldn't understand it. And I told her, it's not the relationship that made her crazy. It's never any relationship that makes anyone crazy. Because craziness is in all of us. It's not relationships that makes you crazy or makes you mad. Madness is in all of us. We're all capable of being mad and going mad at any time. Some of us for a very long period, some of us very short periods, but we're all capable of going mad. But it is not the madness we should be looking at, I explained to her. It is the root cause of the madness we should be looking at in Ghana. Because with this one story, she tried to paint a picture that she has seen, or she wasn't trying to lie. She was just saying what she has seen. That Ghanaians, there's a lot of Ghanaians who are crazy, and especially where we were sat is at a junction where a lot of crazy people chill at. She just couldn't understand. And I said, that woman, her case is 1 in a million. But the reason why she's gone crazy is not because the guy left her. No, it's because she didn't have the proper support network. That's the problem. She didn't have the proper support network. Because get this, in order for you to diagnose a problem and in order for you to come up with a solution, you have to have studied the problem. But the best way as well is to have experienced the problem. Heartbreak. Who hasn't been through heartbreak? But I'm not going to talk about you. And that's one thing Mabna taught me. She always mentioned that this is my opinion. This is what I have seen. She was talking knowledge. Because the dictionary says knowledge is experience or education. So she wasn't wrong. That's what she's seen. And I pointed out to her that, okay, this is what I have seen. I have noticed that every crazy person I come across, if I can find someone that knows that crazy person in Ghana here, 90% to 99% of the time, this is the statement I normally hear. Hey, Joe. We are saying mobile. We are saying mobile ye. Guy we. School. Aboa. Obi ntwebi ncheno. Me na me catchro. Let me just bring that back into English. Yo, bruv. I know you're looking at this man like that. But listen, this is someone we know, you know. And you see, back in the day in school, this is the guy that everyone knew and everyone was sure was going to be a president one day. Was going to be a pilot one day. Was going to be a politician one day. Was going to be a lawyer one day. Was going to be a lawyer one day. Was going to be a doctor one day. Was going to be this one day, engineer one day. Why? Because at school. And then Marjorie went, that's actually true. She has experienced that too. And then the other people in the room went, yeah, that's true. And this is me. What is the root cause of this? Because from my experience in England, people who listen, in education, people, or even in general society, the individuals, the children, the students, the teenagers who show promise, they're the ones most likely to achieve all the things that were attached to this crazy person in Ghana, showing intelligence. So then, from my experience, when you start showing intelligence, that is called educational intelligence. Educationally, you are pushed forward. I'll give you a good example. There was a guy in Ghana here who came to England, and he was very brilliant in Ghana. Very, very brilliant. Was a friend of mine. Yeah, very, very brilliant in Ghana. When he came to England, he was still brilliant, but not that brilliant. It was in the English department. His English department, because every work you do, you don't only do English in English, you do English in maths everywhere, because you have to explain yourself in English. In the beginning, because the way Ghanaians teach, although it's Queen's English, they use words that they don't actually 100% know the meaning of. So that had to be, dispelled out of him. Once that was dispelled out of him, in no time, he was excelling so bad and so good that the school were pushing him here and there and there. His little brother came up as well, was showing these signs. The schools pushed them to the point where the little brother actually ended up achieving more and faster than the elder brother. But in the end, because they were all showing signs of brilliance, they were all pushed by the system, and all they had to do was keep working. But in Ghana here, the people that show these signs of brilliance, they are the people most likely to go crazy. And I said to them, why? And they said, you know what, you've made a brilliant point, but we don't know why. And I said, I'll tell you why. Most of the people in England that are crazy because from the beginning, they showed signs of no intelligence. And even those that were intelligent, that weren't crazy, it's an actual psychological problem that could stem, because in England, I noticed some of the most intelligent kids come from abusive homes, neglected homes. Do you see what I mean? There's a reason behind their madness. But in Ghana here, I told them, there's only one reason. The reason is you guys. She said, who? This me, you guys. This is me. This me, yes, you're trying to help crazy people. How are you going to help them? And this well, you can only do your best. Give them food. And this me, and tomorrow? Give them shelter. Tomorrow? Give them clothing. Tomorrow? This me, that's not the point. The point is this. Every year you cast a vote, and you cast a vote for the wrong person in terms of preliminary votes around locally. Every 4 years you cast a vote, and you cast a vote for the wrong person. Has Ghana ever, since we had democratic elections, since 1992, I said, do you think Ghana has ever had the right president? Since let's say Rawlings came off, since stability came off. And she's like, well, and this me, think about it. Think about it. You wouldn't trust a fully qualified doctor who was fully qualified here, and neither would the Westerners. It means every leader after that has not taken care of our educational system. But the kids who are showing brilliance, because no one has tackled and taken care of our educational system and put care and love into our educational system, no one has thought ahead, because you will only think ahead of your educational system when you think about the educational system in the first place. So for example, in England, they think about the educational system, so they provide the tools for the kids to use to bring out their brilliance. But then once these kids have struggled and brought out their brilliance, they get a certificate, and that certificate guarantees them a job to carry on showing their brilliance and to put their brilliance into practice. And during the time when they're displaying brilliance during education, they are not left to finish education before they're given these opportunities. Those that show exceptional brilliance during their education are given work placements, opportunities to further enhance their skills. Some people finish uni and they already have a job which they found through their education, because they were showing signs of being able to handle that type of job and being good at it. So they were put there early through education, and by the time they finished education, they were not only qualified, but they also have the experience. In Ghana here, they claim to educate you, but they don't support experience. But the education, the results, the only how we know they've done what they claim to have done is through the experience. So if they claim to have taken a kid through school, and I'll give you an example. Get this. I got loads of school kids around me. Yeah, they live around my area. Some of them, their parents work for me. Yeah, so their parents work for me. Some of them are painters, some of them are builders, some of them are this, some of them are that. You understand what I'm saying? And I get on with them and I get on with their families. So when their kids come around me, sometimes we talk. You understand what I'm saying? They want me to teach them stuff. I start speaking basic English. And they cannot conversate to and from basic English unless I go really basic. I'm telling you, some 18-year-old Ghanaians could not conversate in the level of English. And it's not important to conversate in this level of English. But what is important is when you go to school, you're not allowed to even speak your own language. English is the only language. So when a kid has been going to school from 4 years old all the way to they're 18, and a 3-year-old in England who speaks English too, but hasn't been taught for that long to speak the language, can still speak better English than an 18-year-old who has gone to university. We have to question, is it because it's not one child, it's not two children. In Ghana, very few make it through. So we have to question the educational system itself. And I said, what people do not understand about craziness and madness is, there is no such thing as a crazy person. There is no such thing as a mad person. There is such thing as people who have given up, because these things, they're mental problems. They are mental problems. And a mental problem derives from something you cannot understand, or something you cannot make two heads of, something you cannot quite put your hands on, something you just can't understand. You're brilliant, you're a mathematician, you're brilliant, you're an engineer, you're brilliant. You're thinking, oh, my nation should want me, my nation doesn't care. But get this, as a brilliant engineer, you're walking around your nation and you can see work. The roads are bad. The bridges are broken. The gutters are flooding. There's plastic everywhere. You are intelligent enough to know that you can solve these problems. If only the government would take you. Listen, I'll give you a good example. I got a friend. He's a carpenter. He works for me as well. Yeah, he's a carpenter, a really good carpenter. And you should see the beds. Listen, I got him to make beds. I showed him an example of a bed I brought from England. And I said, this is the type of quality jobs that you guys need to be getting out there for what you make to reach England. And I told him, do you know we don't cut timber in England? We don't cut timber in England. We cut timber in Ghana and take it to England and make furniture and bring it back. And I said, do you know that the real artisans live here? But the quality of your work does not prove it. Why? Do you see what I mean? Why? And I know the problem is because they're not given good money. And because they're not given good money, they just do loads of jobs in order to get, the quantity. They want to sell in quantity.